Welcome to episode number 40 of the Reality Podcast. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. I have no idea what else to say. I really don't. I'm sitting here and I have no idea what to say to start off the podcast for episode number 40. Let's go over the week in review, shall we? Extreme Rules was a below average show. I'm not going to hold you. The first hour and 30 minutes of Extreme Rules was pretty good. Pretty good. But the show went downhill from there. Brock Lesnar cashed in Money in the Bank. We all saw it coming. You think Brock is not going to show up in Philadelphia out of all fucking cities? You have to. You have to. Raw was terrible, of course. Terrible, as always. I didn't watch SmackDown Live. I didn't even bother doing a SmackDown review, but people were telling me SmackDown Live was a decent show. I didn't do a review because A, my stomach was fucking killing me, and B, I just didn't feel like doing a SmackDown review. I just didn't. My stomach wasn't cooperating with me, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to give you guys SmackDown review. Even though I heard that the show was decent, people were telling me, Storms was telling me, TM was telling me, Soda was telling me, Bobby was telling me, Matt was telling me, Arnold was telling me, SmackDown was pretty decent. Okay. Good. Good. I can't tell the difference anymore between Raw and SmackDown nowadays. I can't even tell the fucking difference. Red or blue? Is it red on Raw and blue on Tuesday? Or is it blue on Monday and red on Tuesday? I have no idea what's the fucking difference. NXT, of course, doesn't fucking disappoint at all. They don't disappoint. NXT was a fantastic show. Was a fantastic show. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. The video came out Wednesday night, late Wednesday night, on YouTube. William Regal has announced the NXT Championship match for NXT TakeOver Toronto. I'm not going to give you guys no spoilers. Just know that the video is out there on YouTube. I seen the card for NXT TakeOver Toronto, SummerSlam weekend. And the main event that was announced, let me say this now. Let me say this right now. NXT TakeOver Toronto 2. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck if you follow NXT that much as well as I am. NXT TakeOver Toronto could, and it's a possibility, could be better than NXT TakeOver 25. No. Not better than NXT TakeOver 25. It could clearly be better than TakeOver 25. NXT TakeOver Toronto is gonna be better. It could be better than NXT TakeOver New York. I think, in my honest opinion, I think NXT TakeOver New York was the best takeover that they ever produced. You got NXT TakeOver Toronto SummerSlam weekend. I think it's gonna steal the entire year when it comes to professional wrestling. Other than All Out. Don't get me wrong, you got All Out still. You got NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff on the same day as All Out. I think NXT TakeOver Toronto will surpass NXT TakeOver New York. I think it can. I think it can. And with the main event that Regal announced for the NXT Championship, it got my attention. Just know. It's got my attention. So NXT was great this past Wednesday. But I have this certain piece of information here that I have here that's staring at me on my phone right now as we speak. WWE teases Ronda Rousey's return. Now, there are reports going around saying that now that Paul Heyman is the executive director of Monday Night Raw, is gonna pull Ronda Rousey back to WWE. That I believe. Because when Ronda was in the company and when she won the Raw Women's title and she took that championship to 2018, some of Ronda's promos were written and worked on by Paul Heyman himself. I think it'll play a huge influence now that Paul Heyman is clearly head of creative for Monday Night Raw. I think it'll be an opportunity for Ronda Rousey to come back. But the question is, how would you book Ronda Rousey to come back to WWE? Do you have her come back at SummerSlam? Do you have her come back at Survivor Series? Do you have her come back at the Royal Rumble unannounced and have Ronda Rousey win the Women's Royal Rumble in 2020 in Houston at Minute Maid Park? I don't know. Ronda Rousey dominated WWE's women's division for practically the entire year she was a part of it. She carried the Raw Women's title to WrestleMania 35 when she lost it and hasn't been seen since. Now the company is putting out a pretty compelling argument for her return to the ring. In an attempt to drum up conversation, World Wrestling Entertainment released a head-to-head video where they discussed the pros and cons of Ronda Rousey coming back to WWE. While her absence have given others a chance for the spotlight, it is undeniable that Ronda Rousey's name brings attention and headlines. Rousey's name is one of the people Ronda Rousey's name is one that people even outside of the company would know, and with WWE's impending jump to Fox, they could certainly use that star power to help boost ratings. Ronda Rousey is currently on a impregnation vacation, but she recently dropped a video hinting that she misses the ring. At the end of that very video, Travis Brown told Ronda that she can go back to WWE whenever she wants. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But the company putting out this video to keep attention to Ronda Rousey's possible return gives a lot of credibility to the reports that she is on her way back, and it's only a matter of time. The Raw reunion coming up could also be a great opportunity for her to stop by and possibly stake her claim on Becky Lynch's title to give us that one-on-one match we never got before between the man and the baddest woman on the planet. This is how I'm booking Ronda Rousey. This is how I'm booking Ronda Rousey. You have Becky Lynch go up against the SmackDown Women's Champion at Survivor Series. You have Becky Lynch win that matchup. We're going to January, the Royal Rumble. You have Ronda Rousey claim herself to be in the Women's Royal Rumble match next year in Houston. You have Ronda Rousey win the Women's Royal Rumble. You have her face Becky at WrestleMania next year in Tampa. And that's when Ronda gets her win back. That's how I'm doing it. If we see Ronda Rousey now, take this literally into consideration. They might just want to bring her back before they move to Fox in October to boost ratings. What if Ronda shows up on Raw Monday night? Now, I'm just saying she's not going to be there. I'm not saying she's going to be on Raw Monday night. But it's a possibility. And Travis Brown even told this. Ronda can go back whenever she wants. She can come back Monday night on Raw. She can. I'm not saying we're going to get this match at SummerSlam. I know we're not, because Becky already has an opponent for SummerSlam. Becky already has an opponent for SummerSlam in Natalya. The only way I see this completely happening is if Ronda makes an appearance on the first SmackDown show on Fox, have her show up. Now, that depends if the wild card rule is still in effect by then. Ronda can show up to SmackDown on the first SmackDown show on Fox. She can show up. She can show up there. She can come back and win the Royal Rumble in January. The Women's Royal Rumble, and have her face Becky at WrestleMania. Now, we were supposed to get that match this year at this year's WrestleMania, but they added Charlotte to this to add more influence to the match. Yeah, sure, Charlotte added a little bit of a insurance into that matchup, but that main event at WrestleMania was overhyped, and it didn't live up to anybody's expectations. It really did not. So that's how I would book Ronda Rousey between possibly now and WrestleMania. You can have her show up at SummerSlam, or matter of fact, you can have Ronda make an appearance at SummerSlam after Becky defeats Natalya for the Raw Women's Championship. You can have Ronda come back. You can have Ronda come back at Survivor Series. Stare down Becky. There's your match at WrestleMania, folks. How is Ronda gonna come back and face Becky Lynch for WrestleMania? You have her win the Rumble. You have her win the Women's Royal Rumble. Have her win. She faces Becky at WrestleMania. She gets her win back from last year. From this year. She gets her win back. She gets her win back. Or how would you guys book Ronda Rousey on her return? Please sound off down below in the comment section. Now, I have a bunch of news here, but I'm going to read a few reports here. This episode is not going to be that long because I have a lot of news I want to save up for the weekend. So, I have a few stories here that I want to share with you guys before I get on out of here. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel on this Friday, July 19th, 2019. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys are enjoying the content so far with Extreme Rules Review, Raw Review, NXT Review, and Episode 2 of Road to Glory for Crash Team Racing, I want you guys to hit that thumbs up here on the podcast as well. And also, if you guys are also enjoying the podcast, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys are thinking so far of the podcast. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on those bells for all notifications. Check out episode number 2 of Road to Glory Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, the Dr. Neo CORTEX SCREWJOB. No fucking joke. Especially on the last 2 races. My God. Brutal. Fucking brutal. Link to episode number 2 of this very video will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out NXT review from this past Wednesday. A returning Killian Dane set his eyes on the original Bro. Link to NXT review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. Check out Monday Night Raw review. Notice there's no SmackDown Live review. I just told you guys why earlier. Raw reviews live on the channel right now. Bray Wyatt returns and targets Finn Balor. Now, I'm going to sit here and guess that we're going to have The Fiend versus the Demon King at SummerSlam. Link to this video, link to our review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen. Also, check out Extreme Rules review from this past Sunday. The more things change, folks, the more they stay the same. Nothing but factual information. Link to Extreme Rules review will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper right hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connecting with your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, and if you guys like what you see on the channel, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing those bells, guys, for all notifications. Let's begin episode number 40 of the Reality Podcast right here on the channel. We're going to begin episode number 40 of the Reality Podcast, you guys, with this little piece of information. Several new names confirmed for WWE Raw reunion. Now, Raw's big reunion special is planned for this Monday on the USA Network. They'll be bringing back plenty of names from the past to make a return. It's anyone's guess whether they bring back John Cena or not. So far, Melina and Eve Torres have been confirmed, and Square Circle Sirens also reported that Candice Michelle will be in attendance as well. I don't know when it comes to Candice Michelle, but if anything, take this with a grain of salt. Jillian Hall has been confirmed to appear, as well as Alicia Fox. The fact that Foxy is included on this list is rather interesting, seeing how she's a current WWE superstar on the Raw brand. So this is the list that I have right here. The list of names have been confirmed are the following: Jillian Hall, Eve Torres, Candice Michelle, Jonathan Coachman, Alicia Fox, Triple H, Melina, Kelly, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Sergeant Slaughter, The Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Mick Foley, The Godfather, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Booker T, Psycho Sid Vicious. I love Psycho Sid back then. I love them. Road Dogg, Jesse James, Mark Henry, X-Pac, Eric Bischoff, in my opinion, the greatest general manager of Raw history. Santino Marella, Devon Dudley, Ted DiBiase, Rikishi, Ron Simmons, Jerry the King Lawler, Christian, Kurt Angle, The Boogeyman, Hurricane, Jimmy Hart, Razor Ramon, Pat Patterson, Joe Briscoe, and Alundra Blaze. Now, and I'm also hearing that DX will make an appearance also on Raw Reunion this upcoming Monday. This is all a shot of ratings. That's all what it is, folks. Other than that, we're going to get the same shows every single week on Raw. The same exact shows every single week on Raw. Probably SmackDown's going to do the exact same thing. Hell, I can't even tell the difference between red on Monday and blue on Tuesday, or blue on Monday and red on Tuesday. Hell, I can't tell the fucking difference. Both shows are fucking garbage. Expect Monday Night Raw this Monday to do nothing else but a nostalgia act here on or there on Monday Night Raw. I expect nothing. I expect no change, folks. Yet, people said Raw Monday Night was a good show. I feel bad if you thought that Raw was a good show. As a matter of fact, I don't. Because you people that thought Raw was a good show Monday night, you're part of the fucking problem. You're part of the fucking problem that's going around in this fucking community. You're part of the fucking problem. Speaking of DX and Raw Reunion is Monday night, WWE is planning something big for DX at Raw Reunion. I wonder what this could be. I don't know. WWE is going to load this Monday's show with legends, and D-Generation X will be represented. Triple H would have probably been there anyway as WWE COO, but Shawn Michaels will also be there. In fact, HBK is also sticking around the next night for SmackDown Live commentary. I will report that on the podcast tomorrow. However, WWE is planning a much bigger deal than just Triple H and HBK. The company is running advertisements in the Tampa market for Raw Reunion Special. They heavily featured DX returning with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, and Road Dogg. Obviously, Billy Gunn would be there, but he's currently a coach for AEW, so he's probably not going to be in the building. WWE is obviously planning something notable for DX because they are also selling a new DX Raw Reunion t-shirt. As you guys see the reunion right here, the t-shirt, I'll show you guys that in a second. This Monday's Raw should be pretty epic, depending on who you talk to. But hopefully, they will also be able to convince whatever extra audience they bring in to come back next week. This is the shirt design. Looks badass. Doesn't look that bad. Looks nice. I like it. Now, I did hear that Shawn Michaels was going to be on commentary for SmackDown Live. That portion of the news I'll read to you guys tomorrow for episode 41. But obviously, and I said this earlier, they're going to do this just for ratings, obviously. It's just the ratings pull. It's the ratings pull, obviously. It's the ratings agenda pull. Come on. Seriously. A Raw Reunion is not going to spike up ratings every single week. It's just not. Despite Stone Cold Steve Austin being there, still, even Austin would know this is just for ratings. Austin would know that is just for ratings. Seth Rollins. There's news on Seth Rollins here. Seth Rollins, and pay attention to what I'm about to say this to you. Seth Rollins compares WWE to the New York Yankees because it's easy to hate them. Okay, let's see. WWE is the biggest pro wrestling company on the planet, and that doesn't come without a bit of resentment from everyone who isn't on top. They are seen as a juggernaut, and fans constantly talk about what it would take to bring the company down. Seth Rollins is well aware of this. While speaking to Yahoo Sports, Seth Rollins compared the company to another franchise that people generally hate if they're not passionate fans, the New York Yankees. They are the top dog of the fields, much as the New England Patriots, as well as some people outright hate them. However, that doesn't change the fact that they are on top for a reason. This is what Seth Rollins said on this interview with Yahoo Sports, and I quote, "We're the New York Yankees. It's easy to hate the New England Patriots. We're those teams with the dynasty. It's easy to hate us, but we're still the most popular company in the world at what we do. We're so far beyond being a wrestling company that it's very easy to point the finger to hate on us. That's the cool thing to do. It makes perfect sense to me. It's how it's always been in sports and entertainment. You always hate the big guy. It's fine. I'm not upset about it at all. I just want people to understand and appreciate the things we do, that we go through, and the fact that we're always trying to do our best. Nobody is taking it easy. Nobody is just getting by. Everybody from top to bottom, every department in the entire company is putting in as much work as they possibly can to make this the best." End quote. Now, before I finish the report here, I'm going to say this right now. The New York Yankees, yes, they are the most hated team right now because they're so good. For example, the Yankees are in first place by 8 games in the American League East. I work for the Yankees. I've been working for the Yankees for 3 years. I've been working for them for their security department for the past 3 years. I started working there in 2017. And honestly, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie to you about this. Rollins is right. When it comes to the Yankees and the Patriots, it's so easy to hate them because they're so good. For example, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. People hate on Tom Brady. I remember one time people hated on Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez and everybody else because they were so good. Because they were so good. People were hating on the Yankees winning championships. People were hating on the Patriots winning Super Bowls. It's facts. You hate something that's good. But when it comes to Seth Rollins comparing the WWE to the New York Yankees, now that is a completely different story. The Yankees, people hate on the Yankees because they're so good. People hate on the Yankees because they're so successful. They're so successful. The Yankees are one of the most, or should I say, the Yankees are the most known franchise in the entire world. Hell, the Yankees even played in fucking London. And London for 2 days got a taste of what Yankee baseball is all about. There's Yankee fans everywhere in this country. Hell, there's even Yankee fans in Boston. And hell, whether people like it or not, there's Boston fans living in New York. But you want to compare this wrestling company to the Yankees. Now, I said this. This is a whole different story. People hate on the Yankees because they're so good. People hate on this company because of the shit that they do every single week. People hate the pettiness that Vince McMahon is doing. It's true. It is completely fucking true. The pettiness that Vince has put in this company through over the years. Come on, folks. Creative is bad right now. The television product is terrible right now. Storylines just make no fucking sense. Wins and losses don't matter in WWE. In Major League Baseball, wins and losses do matter. Wins and losses matter in Major League Baseball, especially on the second half of the Major League Baseball season. Wins and losses matter, folks, in Major League Baseball. When it comes to WWE, wins and losses don't fucking exist. They don't fucking exist whatsoever. But I do gotta agree with what Seth Rollins said about the Yankees and the Patriots. They're a dynasty. But is WWE really a dynasty? No. They're not a dynasty. Yes, they are a juggernaut, and yes, they are the top wrestling promotion in the entire world. Nobody can disagree with that. They are a fucking juggernaut. They are a global empire. But are they a fucking dynasty? The answer to that question is no. The answer to that question is no. I find that very, very odd that Seth Rollins is comparing a wrestling company to a baseball team that's the best team in all of baseball. Oh, and by the way, off topic here. Off topic. The Yankees are the best team in Major League history. In Major League Baseball right now. They're the best team. They're the best team. I got the Yankees going to the World Series this year. Nothing but facts. I got the Yankees going to the World Series all the way this year. I really do. That's my honest opinion there. What else do I have here on the podcast here? WWE title. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. But if you people know, just, oh no, I see it. WWE even tweeted this. Okay. WWE even tweeted this. Okay, so there you go. WWE title to be defended on SMACKVILLE Special. Whatever the fuck that means. WWE is making a lot of very interesting moves. Now they will be airing another house show on the network out of nowhere. The event will be called SMACKVILLE, and it will air live from Nashville, Tennessee. Kofi Kingston will put his WWE title on the line against Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match. Let me repeat that. Kofi Kingston will defend the WWE Championship against Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match. This company is really pushing the fact that Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler are nothing but straight fucking losers. Nothing but jobbers. And that is sad. This live WWE Network special kind of came out of nowhere, and it isn't even counter programming an AEW event. So that's something also. In the company's official announcement of the event, it was also said that Nakamura and Finn Balor are slated to face each other for the IC title. So apparently Finn Balor's 2-month hiatus hasn't started just yet. We will have to wait and see what happens here. But we've heard rumblings that they will start to air more Saturday night house shows on the network. Therefore, this might be a great opportunity to see what they can do. This is according to WWE's Twitter account. Kofi Kingston will put the championship on the line against Samoa Joe and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match at SmackVille, streaming live on Saturday, July 27th on the WWE Network. That's a show I'm not going to watch. I'll be in Jersey. So I'm not going to care. I'll be in Jersey. So I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to be at a barbecue in Jersey getting drunk, getting lit. Trust me and believe me, folks. I'm not going to be watching this fucking live show because A, I don't care. And B, they're just putting it just to put it out there. That no one's going to fucking care about. Are you going to stay home on a Saturday night and watch wrestling on a Saturday night? Knowing that you can go out, get a drink, go to a bar, go dancing, go clubbing, get some pussy, go to the movies, go to New Rock City, whatever the fuck it may be. Lo que sea, bro. No one's going to watch this fucking crap. No one is. No one is going to watch that crap. And in my honest opinion, I'm not going to watch it because A, I don't really care. A, I really don't give a shit. I got a few more stories, guys, here to end episode 40 of the reality podcast here. I'll save that for tomorrow. I'll save that piece of information for tomorrow. What else do I have here? Let me look. Let me start looking. I need to start looking here. Okay. I got this one here. I'll do two more stories before I get out of here. Two more stories. Movement backstage in WWE to stop silliness of match booking. Whatever the fuck that means. WWE has a lot of things that they can be doing right now to improve the product. One thing that they decided to do was stop having wrestling during commercial break, which is fucking corny. This has set up plenty of interesting situations, but there are only so many scenarios that they can play out on screen to reset, quote unquote, a match for commercial break. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the company is making efforts backstage to change the silliness about how they keep doing run-in spots to cause a reset for commercial breaks. This means that the timing of matches needs to be looked at more closely. This is what they reported on the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and I quote, "They actually did, with a long women's match on Raw, have the first match on Raw since the new Doctorine, where they wrestled through a break. They did 2 breaks in that match, and the second break was silly, was when they were down to the last 2 in the women's match. They literally stopped the match for 3 minutes to take a break." End quote. We'll have to keep watching Raw and SmackDown Live from now on to see how WWE is able to work out this edict with Vince McMahon. SmackDown Live actually still has wrestling during commercial breaks because they can display the action through a picture-in-picture screen. Monday Night Raw should do that. Monday Night Raw should do a picture-in-picture screen. They should. SmackDown Live does it. Raw should do the exact same thing. Only time will tell if they will have that same luxury when they move to Fox in October. Bueno. I have no idea what to even say about this either. I really don't. I really fucking don't. What also they should be worrying about is the fact that wins and losses should matter in WWE. Wins and losses should matter. That's another thing Vince has to work on. Because in AEW, wins and losses are going to matter. They are going to matter in AEW. In NXT, wins and losses matter. In NXT, wins and losses matter. Main roster, wins and losses. You win, you don't get shit. You lose, you get a title shot. That's not how I remember back then, 20 years ago. Somewhat 20, 25 years ago. Vince needs to change his act immediately when it comes to wins and losses. Finally, guys, to end the podcast here, there's news on Tommaso Ciampa. And I read this, I believe, on NXT Review back on Wednesday. So I'm going to have this here on the podcast here. Tommaso Ciampa provides spoiler by his in-ring return. Tommaso Ciampa is currently out of action as he deals with a neck injury. I read this on NXT Review, and I'm going to read this for you guys here in the podcast. He is doing very well with his progress and was cleared for non-contact activity since NXT TakeOver 25. He hasn't stepped in the ring yet for any actual bumps, though. While speaking to Sports Illustrated, Tommaso Ciampa provided a bit of a spoiler about which brand he'll be returning to. Even though Ciampa made his main roster debut just before his injury, he's not returning to either Raw nor SmackDown Live. This is what Ciampa said to Sports Illustrated, and I quote, "I don't know if people think I'm going to Raw or SmackDown, but here's a spoiler. I'm not. I'm going to NXT. If somebody tries to tell me anything else, I'm answering them with a no." End quote. This is great news for NXT fans, including myself. Tommaso Ciampa will most likely get a main roster call-up, but at least he will get to take care of some unfinished business in NXT first. This is a good move. If Ciampa comes back to NXT, now I said this on the NXT review back on Wednesday, you could book Ciampa as a heel against Gargano or Cole, but now, I thought about it on Thursday. I read the report again. I read the same report yesterday on Thursday. And I told myself, with everything that Ciampa has gone through, with the neck surgery, they showed it on YouTube, with his wife and his beautiful daughter and everything else. How can Tommaso Ciampa be a heel when he comes back? How? Now, after thinking about and booking and picturing Tommaso Ciampa's return, I think I have a solution on Tommaso Ciampa's comeback. Now, I spoke to Brad Shepard this last week. I spoke to Brad Shepard a couple days ago about Tommaso Ciampa's return. He told me through Twitter DMs that Ciampa can come back as late as November. What's happening in November, folks? Survivor Series weekend. There's going to be a takeover there. There's going to be a takeover on that show. There's going to be a takeover. NXT TakeOver Chicago. I would have Ciampa come back at NXT TakeOver Chicago against Gargano with Gargano in the ring. If he's even NXT champion by then, I'm going to sit there and pray that he doesn't. I would have Ciampa come back in his return, NXT TakeOver Houston. We find out that Ciampa is cleared to come back and wrestle. Ciampa is going to go after Adam Cole for the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver Houston. Now, obviously, I'm going to sit here and obviously predict and assume that every single person in Undisputed Era is going to carry gold after NXT TakeOver Toronto. Or possibly Chicago. Because Adam Cole's prophecy of having everybody in Undisputed Era carry gold, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I would have Ciampa do something that Adam Cole could not do after NXT TakeOver 25. Now, we all know Cole lost to Gargano at TakeOver New York. We all know he did. In my honest opinion, one of the greatest main events in NXT history. Or should I say NXT TakeOver history. Cole beat Gargano at TakeOver 25. If they do book Cole and Gargano for TakeOver Toronto, I would have Cole go over Gargano. I would have Cole go over Gargano. You go into NXT TakeOver Chicago, which they could possibly fight for the fourth time. Possibly, I don't know, depending on the plans that's coming up for TakeOver Chicago. I would have Gargano lose to Cole again. Ciampa comes back. TakeOver Houston. Royal Rumble weekend. TakeOver Houston. I would have Ciampa win back the NXT Championship over Adam Cole. Ciampa wins the championship. Ciampa is a babyface. That is when Gargano snaps on Ciampa. And then there is your payoff for NXT TakeOver Tampa WrestleMania weekend. A babyface Ciampa versus a heel Gargano, NXT Championship, Hell in a Cell. We were supposed to get the payoff, the ending of that rivalry at NXT TakeOver New York. This is Triple H's easy way out. Ciampa said it himself. He's not gonna come back. He's not gonna go to Raw or SmackDown once he's better. Once he's cleared. He's not gonna go to Raw or SmackDown. And if anybody else tells him that, he's gonna say no. I respect Ciampa for going back to NXT to finish unfinished business. Get back Goldie. Get back the NXT Championship. The championship that fucking Tommaso Ciampa never even lost to begin with. And if you really think about it, Ciampa never lost the NXT Championship. He never lost it. He had to relinquish the championship because of his neck surgery. And the doctors told him, you can't hold on much longer. Oh, that Ciampa would win back the NXT Championship at TakeOver Houston against Cole. And then, if I'm Triple H, if I'm Papa H, I'm one happy camper. Because Ciampa wants to come back to NXT. He wants to finish unfinished business. It's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. Ciampa comes back to NXT. Triple H is happy. Everybody wins. Then at the same time, Triple H gets the second chance. A second chance to finish this story between Ciampa and Gargano. There has to be an end. And that end, folks, is going to be NXT TakeOver Tampa WrestleMania weekend in 2020. There has to be a payoff to this story. There has to be. There has to be. And that is it, guys, for episode 40 of the Reality Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the podcast, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of the podcast. How would you book not only Ronda Rousey's return, but also Tommaso Ciampa's return as well? Leave a comment down below. What are your plans for Ronda Rousey and Tommaso Ciampa's return to television? And if you guys are new, to the channel, show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on those bells for all notifications. Crash Team Racing Road to Glory #2 live on the channel right now. Oh, my bad. NXT Review live on the channel right now. Raw Review also live on the channel right now, and also Extreme Rules Review live on the channel right now as we speak. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are connecting with your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris Most Hated. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys like what you see on the channel, be sure to show your support by hitting that subscribe button down below and turning on those bells for all notifications. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode number 41. I keep fucking with the fucking numbers. With episode 41 of the Reality Podcast for more news and rumors. I have news on the SummerSlam rumored card. Trust me, you are not gonna fucking believe the matches you're gonna see for SummerSlam. Trust me. And also I have news on Shawn Michaels commentating for SmackDown Live and other news here for episode 41 of the Reality Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share the video all over social media. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode number 41 of the Reality Podcast. Until then, I am Chris. Talk to you guys later.